Hi everyone, this is our second to last video working with this battle top toy. Here's the completed exploded view. And what we're doing today is making this top housing the final part to be made of this battle top toy. The next video and our final video will be about putting all these parts together in a final assembly, just like this, with the table and all the parts and all the callouts. But today we're focusing on this top housing right here. And here is the completed one. This is it's a pretty crazy part. I will tell you that right now. This one's pretty crazy. You may not want to do this all in one sitting. You may want to take a break. I do recommend it. I know that when I made this, I did take a couple breaks here and there because it is a challenging part. But let me tell you, once you get it done, it is so satisfying to look at. So satisfying to see that you accomplished this. So I hope you're ready for our final part, and I hope you enjoy. What I need to do is, breaks my heart to do this, but I'm going to delete this because I want to start from scratch. I'll click on the plus, create part studio. Now I will rename this to top housing. And then we'll get going on the sketch. So we're going to sketch most of this. Now you might recognize this shape. This is almost the same as the bottom housing that we did last time. Very, very similar. Excuse me, very, very similar. So I'm going to go quickly through this outside bit because it's almost identical. It's unfortunately not 100% identical, but it's very, very close. But the ideas are all going to be there. So we'll start a sketch on the top plane. Right click, view normal to sketch. I'll hide these other planes. Now I'm going to treat this origin as this center right here. I'm not going to draw everything in here. Like I'm not going to draw all these pieces or this. I just want to make the outside right now. So I want to draw these arcs. Remember, we did this last time. I drew these 3 arcs first. So the outermost one, I'll actually start with the innermost one this time. So we have 3 circles of radius 0.535. So one out to the right of the origin, one out to the left of the origin, and one going down from the origin. We know they all will need to be of equal size, so I'll use the equal constraint and say these 2 need to be equal, these 2 need to be equal, and then that way all 3 of them are equal to each other. And then I just need to dimension one of them, because the other 3 will update, or the other 2 will update. Radius of 0.535, but we have to put in diameter, so I'm going to do 0.535 times 2 to get the diameter. What else do we need to do? We do need a midline, a center line. Then we can make things symmetric. So to make a construction line that isn't going to actually be a part of our object, you click on line and you also click on construction. Then we can make a nice center line just like that. Press escape. We can use this now to make these 2 circles symmetric about this midline. So click on these 2 midpoints and then that midline. And now we can do some dimensioning. So the space between where the center of these arcs are is 0.25 away from the origin. This is exactly like what we had before. Good, and then the distance between the origin and the bottom here. It's probably, yep, right here. See, it's this higher one, not the lower one. So higher one is 1.6. Now we zoom in, see all this. We have a circle. We're doing the inner ones, right? Yes, we're doing the inner ones. So we have the circle of radius 1.975. We have to make a circle now. That circle will be in line with this origin. Circle of diameter, right? So we have to do 1.975 times 2 to get the diameter. And then use our tangent constraint to connect that circle to either of these. And now it's black, which means it is locked in. We can now use the trim tool right over here. Click on here on this outer curve. There we go. Come on. It's taking its time. And while it's loaded, oh, there we go. Oh, it's cut off too much, so I'll undo that. There we go. So make sure you have this piece, and we really don't need these either. But I will save these outer curves for the rest of it. So we do also need to make big circle of, we're doing the inner one, right? So 8.975, big circle, diameter of twice that, so 8.975 times 2, big circle. Tangent, click on the circle, click on the big circle, and then one of the little ones, that one, and then click on the circle again, and this one. It's loading. Good. Trim this, get rid of it. And then you can do the same thing, make a circle and make it tangent to these two sides, but I think since I have a mirror line, I'll just use the mirror tool and mirror this arc. I'll mirror that. Oh, sorry, select the mirror line first. Then on the entity you want to mirror. Just like that. That's all good. Now we can trim. Trim all that, that, and that, and that, and then that's it. Good. Same thing for the outside now. We have a circle. So we have 3 circles again, this time radius of 0.56. 1, 2, 3. Same centers that we already have. So I don't have to do any extra dimensioning this time. 1, 2, and 3. I do want them all to be equal. So these two need to be equal. These two. And then all 3 of them are equal. And I'll dimension just one of them. The diameter needs to be double 0.56. 0.56 times 2. Good. I can trim anything on the inside now. Anything that's within here. So I'm definitely not going to use anything that's within these arcs. All right, now we need to make another circle. Also down from the origin of radius 2. Double that would be diameter of 4. Diameter of 4. Use our tangent constraint. I always lose it. There it is. I want that to be tangent to this outer curve. Perfect. Get our trim the rest of the circle. We only want this very top curve. Trim this and trim that. Now we have to make a circle of radius 9, make it tangent to these outer curves. This would also be diameter of 18. So diameter of 18, make this tangent to make sure it's the outermost curve. And then again, click on the big circle and then the outermost curve down here. Good. Do some trimming. Oh, whoops, I have to go back into the sketch. Make sure you don't click on the check mark. And if you do, just double click back on the sketch and you'll be back in there. I have to trim down here and up here. There, so the left side's good. I have to do a similar thing for the right side, but as I did before, I will just use the mirror tool for this. Mirror, this is my mirror line. This is the curve that I want reflected, and I do have that right there. So I can press escape and then trim that piece right here and the one down here. Good. And then as we had before, we did have one that's all the way on the inside. Since there's no specification about what's all the way on the inside, based on our notes, it says all wall thicknesses are 0.05. So we will take our offset tool, click on the very outside curves, and we'll offset that inward 0.05. Got everything? Move the arrow in, but not too far, or there'll be a fail message. Come out, make sure you still see all the curves, click away, and change that to 0.05. I think while I'm here, though, I will put in the circles. Those will actually come in handy soon. I'll explain all my thinking around that. So where are my circle dimensions? Because they're clearly not. Oh, no, they are here. Here they are. So we have an outer circle of diameter 0.2 and an inner circle of diameter 0.08. So I'll make those circles. Make sure it's in line with the origin. I'm going to make 2 circles here. So what's the diameter of the outer one? Whoops, there it is. Diameter of the outer one is 0.2. And the diameter of the inner one, which is actually now the outer one, is 0.08. Where should it be positioned, though? Well, it is right on the middle, but also no, not 1.6 down. It's going to be, well, these 2 circles are 0.5 down. And then this bottom circle is 1.15 down. I probably should have done those 2 first, but that's fine. I will simply dimension from the origin to the very center of these out here. And I can very simply just do the addition here, 0.5 plus 1.15. There, now these 2 circles are in the correct position. I just need to make these 2 as well. So circle tool, click anywhere, but make sure it's not snapping to anything. Circle there. We do want ones in the, oh, I think I may have forgotten these 2 need to be in line. I should be able to use the horizontal tool to keep these in line. Yeah, there was a small shift, but now everything I do with this circle, if I'm trying to move it up, it goes down as well. Good. I'm going to also make sure that these 2 are symmetric about this midline. Symmetric tool. Oh, whoops. 1, 2, symmetric line. Good. Get the correct width between them, 0.45 between the origin and the center point. Nope, there. 0.45. Yeah, now I have to resize them. But I already have the dimensions specified down here, so I could use my equal constraint. I want the small circles to be the same size. Click on these 2. Good. And now the big circles, the bigger ones need to be the same size. And before we finish, we need to put them at the correct height. So between the origin, the vertical height is 0.5. Now that's locked in. This is as much as we will need to do for this sketch. I'm going to click OK. Now this is where it gets really challenging. Understand that if you were to do this on your own, it would take a lot of time to figure this out. It did take me some time as well. So there's a lot of trial and error. I did a couple different techniques, see what would come out right, and I eventually did land on one that does work. So if you don't get it, quite understand the first time, well, techniques like these, it takes time and practice when doing many parts like these, but follow along and you'll see where my thinking came from. So what I do know, what I do when I'm looking at this, what I do see is it's almost like I'm extruding these faces up to a curved plane. So I could say I want to extrude this up to, I could say up to face. And if there were a curved face here, I could say I want it to get up to there and then stop. The challenge is making that curved face so we know where to extrude up to. So my thoughts, and well, it's not just curved one way, but it's curved in both directions. So now my thinking is that I take this object and I extrude it. Let's do that. I'm going to extrude all of this, everything. So I will highlight everything. I can tell that the maximum height, it seems, is going to be about 0.69. I'm going to make it, I'm just going to leave it as bigger than that. I'm going to cut this thing down. Cut this down so it can stay as the default 1 inch. What I'm thinking is making a curve that swings around this object. Like maybe from the front view, we have an arc. Where's my annotation? We have an arc that swings around and slices off all of this top stuff. And what we'd be left with is everything down here. That's what my thinking is here. So how do we make that? I'm going to clear this. Well, what I see over here, if you really try to analyze all these dimensions, this one's actually all done pretty much. But over here, I see that we have an arc going down, and it has a radius of 4. So maybe what I'll do is I will go into a side view, or the right view, or whatever view is going to look exactly the same as this. I think if I go into the left face and then rotate it this way, now it's facing the same way here. Then I'll make a sketch on the right plane. I will make this circle then and see where my object needs to be cut. So let's make a circle. Though before that, you see how here, let's make the circle anywhere. And what's the size? Well, radius 4. So double that, that's a diameter of 8. Where does this circle lie? Well, it seems that the center of this circle is lined up with these holes. Where are those holes, though? It is, well, we do know it is 0.5 down from the origin. So I could dimension that. I could say this is 0.5 down from the origin. And what about in terms of the length here? Well, we do see, it seems that, ignoring the little bit of rim down there, but it seems that the height between this line and the very top, the topmost point of this arc is 0.69. So what I need to be able to say is, well, I also have to make sure that I have the correct point. So let me make a construction line. There's construction line. Because I want to know where this intersection is, because that's where it's describing. I want to make this height here. So the distance between that point and this circle should be 0.69. There. Just like that. So that's helpful. Leaving the sketch for a moment. Some of what I did was I took this circle and I extruded it both directions through symmetric and then something bigger, let's say 5 inches. And then what I did was I would intersect. But it appears to me it appears to me that since there's a bit more of a curve over here, I think instead of doing that, I think I'm going to revolve this. I'm going to revolve this around, use the Revolve tool, and I can make not just it curved from the front view, but also a bit more from the side view as well. Now, to revolve something like this, you can't have a face revolve over itself. So what I will need to do is draw a line going through the center, going all the way across. You can even trim, if you want to get rid of it, you can trim this. Click OK. And what I'm going to do is try the Revolve tool. I revolve this circle face, and my revolve axis will be this line that I made. I want to intersect. I want to have whatever is common between these two. Click OK. And there's just about what we have here. Let's see, is there a front view that we can have a look at? So this one makes it very clear. We see here that clearly there is a much more curved area. And we can see that from our front view. Get that curve. You can see it from the side as well. There's that curve. And this curve here should have a radius of 4. But how do we deal with the fact that from the back view, as specified here, this curve should have a radius of 3? let's check what the radius is right now. Here, I'll create a drawing file. And the A, so this I can use at the very end when I need to dimension it as well. I'll put in my top housing. I'm doing this just to see the dimension. So I click there. What is the radius of this? Well, right now the radius is 4. Well, that's because we made that curve going all the way around. So of course this radius is going to be 4, but we need it to be 3. We need it to be a radius of 3. So similar to what we did before where we made a circle from the side view, we're going to make a circle from the back view as well. But as we can see here, we have information on the height of the curve from this section view. So I can't make a plane that's through this origin, which would be the front plane. I actually need the plane to be forward a little bit. So I will take the plane tool and I will offset this front plane. I do want it to go forward in this direction. How much though? Well, the section is right through these holes. You can see here. So 0.5 would be, sorry, 0.5 would be the extrusion or the offset. Now I can hide the front. And this is the plane that I need to draw on because I want to be drawing on this same plane here. So I will start a sketch on this plane. Right click, view normal to sketch plane, and I'm going to orbit it so it's the same view. I need a circle of radius 3 or diameter 6. It is going to be in line with the origin because everything should be symmetric. I'll make a circle of diameter 6, which is coming from this number right here. Similar to before, we see that from the origin up to the top, that should be a height of 0.69. So origin to the top. Maybe I missed that. I'm going to try it again. Origin to the top. There. Should be 0.69. So you can see here, some of this is going to have to get chopped off. I'm going to do a similar thing where I cut a line through this big circle and trim it. And I'll exit this. So here, what I tried, don't follow with this, but what I tried before was I tried the Revolve tool again. I experimented with that. So I took Revolve, I said I want to revolve this. I want my revolve axis to be that line. And I clicked OK. Oh, whoops, I need to intersect that. And this is what I would have gotten. But I had a look at this and I thought, this is just that's too low. And if I try to fillet this, it's going to go even lower. It's going to go way too low. But the other thing is that if you actually tried to measure this now, I don't think that the radius of this arc here is going to still be 4, which is a problem. So what I found was that the Revolve tool didn't work for this. So I'm going to delete that. What I tried something else. I tried the Sweep tool. Now, how would that work? Well, rather than revolving around one axis, what would happen is you would take this circle and rather than revolve it, turn it one way over the other, you would drag this circle along a path. So the whole thing moves along the path. And I found that that worked for getting this shape. So I need to get that path. Now to get that path, I need to make a sketch. start a sketch, and it has to be going in this direction. So what should do it? The right plane should get, yeah, we'll right click, view normal to sketch plane. And I want to use this arc right here. So I will click on the use tool. I'll click on this arc because I want to use it. Just to make sure that my circle that is currently sideways right now sweeps along everything to the left and to the right. I'm going to extend this arc. So this arc should be a radius of 4. I'm going to get my center point circle. Here's the center of this arc. There we go, diameter of 8. Now what I'm going to do is take that radius 3 circle and sweep it around this circle. Let's see what that looks like. I'll take my sweep tool, click on the face that I want to be swept, and then the sweep path will be this circle. That's good. Now do intersect. And okay. I'm going to hide this plane. And this should be it. That should be the curved face. Now if I go back into the drawing, I'm going to click on update. We should still see this have a radius of 4. The curve changed a little bit, so I need to redimension this. Let's see, does it? So yeah, from this front view, it is 3, as we should have. If we get a side view, let's check out the side view. Oh no, come on, project. So you don't have to follow this right now. I'm just checking to see that everything is still working. That should, yep, this is all 4. So everything, all the curves are correct. So we're all good here. That was probably the hardest portion of this right here. Understanding that. As long as you understand that something like that does take time to understand. And being able to think, oh, yes, I should try that technique. That does take time, does take practice. And it did take me time to figure that out. But from here, it's a little bit, it's not quite as complex thinking. Well, something a little bit easier are the fillets, the curved edges. Let's get the fillet tool, and do we have a radius? Yes, 0.3 seems to be our radius. Yep, nothing in the notes. So yep, it says it right here. 0.3 is our radius. 0.3, and I'm going to click along this top path. There it is. Looks pretty cool. We'll click OK. Before I make before I hollow this out, because I will need to hollow this out, I'm going to make this extrusion up here. Because if I make that, well, we can see zooming in that when I hollow this out using the shell tool, it will want to cut out a little bit of this extrusion. So I'm going to make that, and then I will use the shell tool. Okay, so let's make the sketch. This is the sketch right here. We'll make the sketch on the bottom face. So start a new sketch, right click, and do view normal to sketch plane. Here, I'll just rotate this as well. Okay, we have an ellipse and text. These are both 2 new tools for this series, but they're very easy to work with. The ellipse tool right in here. Ellipse, you do specify the center just as you would with a circle. And you make with an ellipse, you have a major axis. That's the longer one, and a minor axis. So my major axis is completely horizontal. My minor axis is a little bit smaller, like that. now I can dimension this using our standard dimension tools. So between, well, you click on the ellipse and you can say, oh, I want the horizontal length or I want the vertical length. Well, you're going to do both. So horizontal length is 1.18 and the vertical length is 0.5. See, that's it. Not too bad at all. Text, also not too bad. That's also under all these drawing tools. We have text right here. Make a box anywhere. We're going to have to move it over soon. We have text that says battle tops. It should look exactly like that. So caps lock and battle tops. Now, I don't believe the exact font is in here on Onshape. I can say, from what I can tell, it's probably bold, and it's probably in italic. Well, it definitely is in italics, like that. So I think I'm going to use this one. This is a Remo. I think that's how you say it. I think that one looked the best, or as close as you can, but you can choose another one. Do keep in mind, though, that if you did want a different one, some of them do not have italics. Like, I think, no, that one does. There, this one doesn't have italics. You should pick one that does have the ability to make into italics. So bold, italics, and okay. It is oriented wrong, though. That's not what we want. So I'm going to have to, I can right click on the text here. I'm actually going to change this. I'm remembering back to when I made this. So before, I remember what happened was if I had the text and the ellipse on the same sketch, I think I ended up having some difficulty trying to extrude everything. So I'm going to make this on a separate sketch. So we'll do the same steps as before, just on a separate sketch after I extrude this ellipse. So end the sketch. And we're going to need to extrude that ellipse. But where do we extrude up to? Once again, we have this curved face. How are we going to deal with that? Well, there is a tool. We can see here, maybe not there. Over here, we have this curve, radius of 4.05. Maybe what we can do is attempt to take this curved face that we already have that has a radius from this side of 4 and extrude or offset this upward 0.05 and then extrude that ellipse up to that new surface. There is a tool for that. Should be under here, offset surface. So I can take this surface, I can extrude it or offset it upward 0.05. Click OK. And now I should be able to extrude this ellipse other direction. And I can make it go up to the surface. There it is. Click OK. Don't need this surface anymore, though, so I will click on it. And the problem is if I right-click on it, it doesn't say hide. So I have to right-click in the model space, and then I can say hide surface 1. See, not as bad as it looks. We're going to do a very similar thing with the text, though. I will create a new sketch on this bottom face, right-click, view normal to sketch plane. Now I'll make my text. Text tool, that's fine. Again, I have Remo, bold, italicized, and caps lock battle tops. This is what is supposedly going to appear on the screen. Let's click OK and see what happens. So this is upside down. What I really should do to check is go to the top view, because the top view, that's where we're going to see the actual text. Obviously, this is flipped the wrong way. So I can right click and do edit text. And these options right here, we have flip horizontal and flip vertical. I'm going to bet I should flip vertical. See, it shows up there, but click OK. Here we go. So now from the top view, it's facing the correct way. From the bottom view, yeah, it looks backwards. And it is backwards, but what matters is at the top view, it looks correct. Anyway, going back to my bottom view, I do need to size this correctly. So the height of this text is right here, it's 0.09. So I'll take my dimension tool, click on the top and bottom line, and that needs to be 0.09. I can zoom in a bit. I do also want this box as centered as possible. So I'll make some construction lines, and that will help guide where this text is supposed to go. So from the origin, I'll go up, and then escape, and I'll do it. Just do line tool again. Line, and then construction, and I'll make one to the right. So I could use the symmetric constraint, because the symmetric constraint, I can say I want these two lines to be symmetric about this line. Good. And then these two lines to be symmetric about this line. Not good. Maybe what I need to do, I'll do Control Z. Maybe if I drag this upward, escape, and then maybe if I drag it up. Try this again. There we go. I'm dragging from the point. Let's see if now I can do. I can do it 1, 2, 3. That's it. Now it's completely centered. So I'll finish the sketch. And what I'm going to need to do is use the Extrude tool. Highlight, well, not all of that. Make sure you're using the blue one. So starting from the left, going to the right, because you don't want to select this whole bottom face. You just want all the text. So we would extrude that up the opposite direction. But similar to before, we do have curved text. So I need to make one more surface offset. And then I have to extrude up to that plane. So I'm going to cancel it. I will make, no, not plane. We need to do offset surface. Well, how tall is the text? It doesn't say here. Maybe it says it in the notes. No. Here we go. Text raised 0.02. So the text up here, or the surface, should be extruded 0.02. Just a little bit. Now we're going to try this again. I will take the Extrude tool, select all of these letters, other way, and instead of blind, it should be up to face, which would be this one. Now we can see it. And now I'll click OK. Don't want to see this surface anymore, so click on it and then right-click in the model space, and then hide surface 2. Cool. Something doesn't look right though. Why are there no openings there? So what's up with that? Looks like we're going to have to fix this extrude right here, because I extruded not just the letters, but I also extruded the spaces in the middle. So all I need to do is figure out which of these faces represent those, and then I can delete them from the selection list. So that one, oh, so this one right here, I'm hovering over the first one, at least for me, and it's showing on the right, it's highlighting that face. So that's that middle of the O. I don't want that there. I'm going to click on the X. Oh, and then the next one, is the middle of the A. I'll get rid of that one too. That one's P. I want to keep that T, B, the whole O, A, S, L, T, T. There we go. This one is an opening of the B, so I'll delete that one. That one's the opening of the P. There's the other opening of the B. I think I got everything. Yeah, I got everything. So now I can click OK. Check on this again. There it is. Now everything's opened up and actually looks like the word Battle Tops. Very nice. Again, I mean, this is a lot of work, but it looks so cool. Look how cool it looks. Now that that's done, though, we can make the shell. We can hollow this out. So click on the shell tool. There it is. We do have a wall thickness of 0.05. And now click on this bottom face because that's what we're opening up. I see. So there does seem to be a problem here, and that's that it's trying to make walls around the text. Of course, it has a problem with that, so I'll cancel this. What am I going to have to do? I think what I need to do is pretend that this extrusion doesn't exist. I'm going to click on it, right click, and I'm not going to delete it. I don't want to redo everything I already did. I'm going to click on suppress. So it's still there, I can bring it back, but it's not actually part of this object anymore. Let me try to do shell again. 0.05. It's still not happy with that. What's the issue over here? It's having a problem with those points. I'm going to have to take a deeper look. So I do remember the issue, and that's that I forgot. I don't know why it has to have this right now, but it does want, we do have a fillet here. Where is it clear? Over there. Oh yeah, over on this one, we have a fillets of radius 2 around this ellipse. And that should allow the shell to occur. I'm not sure why, but we should have done that anyway to begin with. So fillet of radius 0.02 looks like it wants along the bottom here, and there's an arrow pointing to the top as well. Click OK. All right, that's better. Now let's try the shell tool again. Shell. This needs to be 0.05. And we can click on this bottom face. That's better. Look at that. So we still have that indent in here, which is exactly what we wanted. That's why we had to do this ellipse first. So we can click OK from there. Now that that's done, I'm going to drag this extrude 3 all the way down. And now I should be able to right click and click on unsuppress. There it is. Naturally, though, need to get rid of everything that's here. So I will go into the bottom view. I will do another extrude, but this time I will be removing material. I want to remove I want to extrude all of this and remove it up to the top. I hope this works. We're going to remove, and we're going to go up to face. I want to go up to the inside of this ellipse. Will it work? Nope. Okay. So I can't do it from just the extrusion face. I'll have to delete this. I need to get my sketch back. and then do extrude, remove, select all the text, orbit, and so remove blind up to this face right here. Are you going to work? It didn't work. Okay, so that's something else I'm going to have a quick look at. Here's what I think will be a little bit easier, because working with extruding text isn't the easiest thing to do. So what I'm thinking is I'll delete this extrusion 4 that didn't work, but maybe I'll start a new sketch on this top plane where the text starts. Right click, view normal to. And then I will, oh, what happened? Select the sketch. Oh, okay. I want to use this plane there. I will use the use tool. Where is it? Use is down here. I will use this ellipse. Make things as nice and simple as possible. So you can see, twice in a row, issues that have come up. This is real drafting right here. It's not smooth as I somewhat make it appear in my videos, but in reality, you do end up at these roadblocks. I'm going to click OK, and now I'm going to extrude. I'm going to hide the sketch 6. I don't want that to be part of it. I only want to be extruding this ellipse. I need to select all this as well, though. Okay, I think that will do it. Will it do it? Maybe I need to bring back the sketch. Well, I don't know. Let's click on remove and see what happens. Remove. No, there's still text there. I'll cancel that. I'll bring back sketch 6. Try to extrude again. So now I have 6 and 7. I want all of that. Other direction, remove. Okay, there's one more thing I'm going to try before I pause my video again. I'm going to make a plane. I think part of the issue is that the text is intersecting with this ellipse, so I'm going to delete this sketch because it's useless now. I'm going to make a plane that is above the text so that the text doesn't intersect with the ellipse. So click on this plane right here. I want to offset any distance. That's fine, as is. Make a sketch on that new plane. Right click, do normal to sketch. And as I did before, I'll do use, and I will use only the ellipse. Do not click on the text. The text is what is causing the issues. There's my ellipse. End it. Ellipse, I can now extrude that ellipse. There, it's full now. It doesn't have the text intersected in there. Want to remove. And I want to go all the way down to this curved elliptical face. Okay. Now is that going to work? Click OK. Yes, there, it deleted. Thank goodness. You can probably hear the frustration in my voice. This is how real drafting can be. It can be frustrating, but it is, as I've said before, very rewarding by the end. I can hide this sketch now. I can hide this plane now. Okay, now we have the text on top. We have the indented ellipse. Now for some of these holes. Well, I already did draw these holes, and it looks like they are along the same plane. So it's easy enough. I can just bring back this first sketch that we did, and I can extrude those holes all the way down. Yeah, you can see there's nothing interesting going on in there. So I'll extrude these 3. 1, 2, and 3. All the way up to the next face, which is along this curved face. Good, no issues there. Happy to say. I do need that sketch again though, because as we can see, there is an extrusion here, very small. There's a small extrusion over there. How big is it? 0.025. And that looks like it's that inner one. If you remember, when we did bottom housing, we took the outer area and extruded that. Now we're extruding the inner space, and that's how the two will be connected. So extrude, I'll extrude this piece, other direction. I want to go up, and only a little bit, 0.025. Click OK. There it is. Now I don't think I need that sketch again, so I can hide it. I have everything that I used from that sketch. We have 2 more features left. And then we're done with this part. This right here, and this circle right here. Let's do this one, something nice and simple. We need to make a new plane, a new sketch. Just to keep in theme with pretty much everything else, I'm going to make it on the same plane as my original sketch, which was sketch 1. That was along the top plane. So I'll draw a new sketch right on the top plane, then it's in line with everything. You can see here that there is a gap between the top and the top plane. That's fine. Right click, view normal sketch. I am in the correct view. Maybe I can draw both of these on the same plane. That should be fine. So I'll draw a circle, because we do have 2 circles here. And I'm going down from the origin. Don't know how much yet. I do have, I don't have both dimensions, so we'll have to deal with that. Dimension from the origin down, how much is that? That looks like 0.9. We have information here on the outer circle having a diameter of 0.3. And then we do have an inner circle, but since there aren't any details on what that diameter is, well, all wall thicknesses are 0.05. So we will offset this inward. Make sure it actually goes in. Click away and then type in 0.05. That's it for that. So let's draw this final 2D piece. We'll do some extrusions and we'll be done. So we have one circle right where the center is right on the origin. So circle, center right on the origin. And how big is that? It has a diameter of 0.3. And what about the curve on the outside? No dimension there, so we'll offset that out 0.05 as well. Okay, what about these little circles? We have one here. Okay, no dimension there. We know where it's going to be. It's going to be 0.38 down from the origin. And go around here. There it is again, but no dimension. Swap the little circle, right? So here it is. This is what the side view of the extrusion is going to look like. We have the bigger circle. That's the top here and the bottom there. And this is the small circle. This is surface radius 0.05. It's really referring to this spherical shape, but the radius of this sphere is going to be the same as the radius of this circle. So 0.05 is the radius of that small circle. I had to do a bit of searching for that, but there it is. So the small circle is down from the origin, has a radius of 0.05, but we do have to put in the diameter, so 0.05 times 2. And then we can offset that circle out 0.05 because there's no other information. And finally, do some dimensioning between the origin and the center of those circles. 0.38 was what we found. So what about these lines connecting? Well, it looks like these lines are tangent to each other. So I'll draw some lines connecting this circle and that circle, but make sure you don't accidentally snap to anything like a quadrant point. You can click on L to activate the line tool. That's good, and it's going to be the same for these as well. Now we can get our tangent constraint. That should be tangent to this circle. This line should be tangent to that circle. This line should be tangent to that circle. 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 And then finally tangent to that circle. Cool. Everything's locked in. Oh, it looks like I didn't connect it. So I need to use the coincident constraint. That point needs to be coincident to this circle. Good. Good. Just some trimming now. Trim. Need both of these. I don't need that. Or that. Or that. Or that. I don't need these. And I don't need this. That should be good. Okay, no more sketching. All done with the sketching. So we do have to do some extrusions though. Let's go over to the right and see what's going on. It looks like, well, I drew this sketch plane up here. So even though it starts like this one up over here, this sketch starts 0.3 from the top and goes all the way down. I can't quite do that. So what I'll do is I'll extrude both of them all the way down to the bottom, and then I'll make some cuts as needed. Extrude. So I only want the outer ring, not the inside circle. So basically this. I also want all of that, and I will also take that inner circle down as well, because it's filled in the center, as you can see. Click OK, and now bring back that sketch, because now I need to remove some material. I need to extrude. This is fine over here. I need to extrude this stuff and this down. It needs to go down, remove, and it needs to go down 0.3. Make sure it is going in the correct direction though. Good, that's it. And one more thing, as we can see from this side view, this cylinder does extrude beyond the top plane. It looks like we're going up an additional 0.07. So I'll extrude once more. I will go up 0.07. Okay. Good. Last bit is this piece right here. But I do need that circle on this object or on this plane. So I will start a new sketch on this plane. Right click, normal the sketch plane. I want to use that circle. So very simply get the use tool, click on use, and then click on the circle. That's it for the sketch. So now as we orbit, we can see that the sketch is, this circle is on this same plane. I don't need this sketch now. I can hide sketch 8. Extrude this circle. How much? It shows 0.07. So we have to extrude at 0.07. But then it does go up a little bit more to accommodate for this spherical piece. Since the radius of that bit is 0.05, I do need to go up an additional 0.05 units. What I'll do after I do that extrusion is I'll use the fillet tool to make it spherical at the top. Okay. There's fillet tool. It needs to be, what does it say, 0.05? Now I can click on that surface. Click OK. And congratulations, you are, oh, whoops, I made a mistake. So you do have to check. Looks like I extruded too much, so which extrusion was that? That should be a simple enough extrusion though. That one, oh yeah, I did it blind. I need to make sure it goes up to this face here. That's better. Now it's actually done. Let's make it yellow. Right click on this, rename it to top housing. Oh, I'm still in caps lock. Top housing. And then right click on that again and we'll change the appearance. I'll make it yellow again. Can't remember which yellow I used for the last one. I think it was that one. There it is. There's your final part. Congratulations. Now you might want to break before we go into making the drawing for this. I already have the drawing set up, but make sure you click on plus, new drawing if you didn't already do that. I'll rename this to top housing drawing. Oh, and now I'm going to delete these because I don't actually, they were only there for me to show you how those outer curvatures worked. I'll refresh. Need to make sure I'm bringing in the proper information. I need to insert the top housing. Probably need to go from left to right. Nice. So what is that? It's probably the top. Nope, it's top. It actually might be bottom. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, yes. So we need to put in the bottom view. And definitely much smaller as well. 1:1. It is oriented wrong, so I can, once I set it down, I can rotate it. So yeah, I'll put that maybe right there. I am going to want to put these other views, so I might as well do that while I'm at it. And keep on going, keep using projected. I want to project from here over here, get that top view. And then I'm definitely going to have to move some things around. But I am going to have space for a section view. I'm pressing escape. I want to double click on this and, oh, now it's not letting me rotate. I think I'm going to have to actually delete these before I rotate. Let's try this again. Yeah. I need to do a full 180-degree turn. Now it's facing the correct way. Now I believe it will allow me to project. Oh, whoops. Come out. Okay, I made a mistake. That, and delete that. Need to drag this out. That's better. I think I'm overworking the computer just a bit. And again. And now for the section view. So I have a vertical section view, and right down the middle here, going out to the right. I have 4 more views. I have another section view. This is a horizontal section view. Going through these two holes here, click on one of the centers, and I want to go up like that. And I have another section view. Where is C? That didn't help us too much. Oh, this was showing us and confirming us that the curvature of the top of the ellipse is going to be offset from the original surface. Or actually, I think it might be a little bit different, but I'm going to leave it. I think I made a small mistake there, but that's I'm just going to leave it. What do we have? Yeah, I think that's not entirely correct. It's okay. So you might realize some things that you could have changed later on. I think I realized there's something I could have done a little bit differently with that top ellipse, but I'm not going to go into it right now. But it looks like I have a diagonal section view. Let's see if we can do the angular. I want to go from, it doesn't look like I have specific points. A little bit above this line and then going up through here should be okay as well. That's not quite right. Interesting. Maybe the orientation is slightly wrong. I do want the one that looks like this. So I'm going to take that. I'll drag it up here. It's okay. I'll drag that one up here. You know, I can probably even just move these down a bit for more room. And the last two views I need are the isometric, these two isometric views. I should be able to get that from getting projected views. Maybe I can do it like that. Let's see what comes up here. Nope. Nope. Okay, not that one. Maybe I could do it from, what if I did it from here? Is it going to be lengthwise again? Yeah. So potentially what I could do instead is insert a brand new view. Still top housing, but this time I'll ask for isometric. Make sure I'm going to go around there. I want that one. And projected, I want to project from that. It's probably going to be down here. Projected down here. Nope, maybe this one. Nope, that's still not right. Okay, well, I don't need that anymore. I'll move this one over. So this view is one that I do want. Maybe I can project from there. It takes experimenting. It takes time. Nope, maybe down. Almost. See, I wanted that view, but I need it rotated. Maybe I have to insert yet another view. I can try isometric again. Well, before it didn't actually let me do isometric. See, I like that. Well, here, let me set this one down over here and see if I can pull out, using the projected view, see if I can pull out the appropriate. Nope. No. Well, you know what? I think I got, again, this takes experimentation. I think, what did I have? I had the front view. That's where I got this isometric view. So maybe if I do the back view, I'll be able to get the isometric view that I want. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Almost, maybe if I rotate this. Click OK. Projected view. Come on, we're almost there. Almost there, wrong way, wrong direction. See, now that's rotated the wrong way. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing and then I'm going to leave it there. I'll do the front view and I will rotate this front view 180 degrees. Now I'll do projected view from here. Actually, probably going to be up here. Okay, that's it. That's the exact view I want. That took long enough to do. I can cancel that now. Drag this over here, and I'll delete these views because I don't need those anymore. Some settings to deal with before starting the dimensioning. We do need it to be in inches. Remember, that's over here. There's your drawing properties. Precision, for the most part, is going to be 2 decimal places with some exceptions. So I will do 0.12 for precision, and I'll make it 0.123 for anything like this one. Don't need any yet. Leave all that. Dimensions. 0.07 has been one that has worked well for me. I like making these blue. Arrowhead. I'm going to make everything 0.07. This I didn't have issues with. That's all fine. We'll make sure, yeah, it's still blue. Any other annotations? 0.07. Font is fine. Text height will make 0.07. For notes, I'll keep it black. That's fine. Callouts. We may need callouts. Yes, because we have the inside and outside label. 0.07. Datums. No, I'm not dealing with any of those. Views, these are all okay. I'll leave, so that's these lines. Do I want them black? Do I want them another color? I'm going to keep them black. Section views, the line label, 0.07, the arrowhead, 0.07. Yeah. Color, I'll do section views as maybe a lighter blue. Or what did I do before? I think they were green. I'll keep consistent. Detail views. I don't have any detail views, so I don't need that. Don't need to put time into that. Center lines. I'll make those I think I made them red. Center marks, same, I think I did. And that should be it. That should be it. Okay, good. Everything's set up, so now we can do all of our dimensioning. All right. Center marks first, or sorry, center lines right down the middle of these. That's 1, 2. Maybe I'll do all of that first before I do any of the dimensioning. 3. Go to the next one. Nothing there. Down here in this view, we do have a center mark, a center line going across here and here. And I think I'm going to press escape and I'll extend these outward. Same with this goes up beyond the top and it goes far all the way down because this whole thing is symmetric. keep going and click. We got one going out from here. Another center line going out, and I will extend that out. We have our section line. Oh, I do need center lines here and here. I think I go and down here. And yes, you do need actual center marks as well. That's centers of circles. I think that's showing up, yeah. Need to center that circle. Well, these are pretty much apparent from the center lines I already made. Oh, I missed one of the center lines. Across like that. Escape, and then click and extend. And then that should be fine. Well, that's that one. Any center lines here? Yes. We have a short break line, so we're actually looking inside this object. Do we have that? Maybe broken out section, I believe. Let's see how this works. I haven't tried this one yet. I have to create a closed profile, maybe something like this. Depth of cut. I'm just experimenting over here, 2 inches. I did that. Oh, okay, I did too much. I think that is pretty much what I'm going for here. How do I change that though? Because I need to undo. How many inches in are we going? It looks like we're looking at one of these. How far in is that section though? I'll say, I mean, maybe 0.3. Try that. If it doesn't work, I might have to try something else. I'll try this again. We'll do blind. What did I say? 0.3 inches. I'll click OK. Does that work? Oh yeah, that does it. Maybe I can make it just a little bit. Go inside just a bit more. But I'm not sure how to change it, so I'll just leave it. I think that's fine, but that's pretty cool. We have this broken out section, which allows us to see the inside. We do need a center mark for that as well. That's fine, and I'll press escape and extend this out. I think that's it for center marks there. Over here, we do have the cutting plane line. We do have one center mark going across the ellipse from here to here. Escape. I'll extend that out to the left and to the right. And then this one over here, we do have some center marks there. Center mark here. I'm going to go all the way up out to the outside, all over here. Oh, undo. I don't think that actually came out straight. Need to try that again. There, that looks straight. Yes. No, it's not. Maybe I won't do it along the curve. I'll start at this point. Maybe I'll go down the other direction. That's probably the best I can do. I'll press escape and I'll extend upward as necessary. Okay, it's not behaving. So I'm gonna have to leave it. Center line here. And center line here. That's it for the center lines. Go around now, do all the dimensions. So we'll start our dimensions. We have this one. And then from the top to this corner right here, that should be 0.69 as it shows right there. That's it for this dimensioning. Now we go over to the next one. My hypothesis is that I did this a little bit wrong. Let's see if I'm correct in that assertion. Well, I can't even take the dimension of this. Well, you know what that means? It means I should put in my own. I'll do a call out. Or maybe I can try to specify I want the radius. No, doesn't want me to do that. That's okay. So I will do a call out. Does it say arrow or anything like that? No, it doesn't. Okay, none. And I'll say R 3.05. And I just have to say I want it there. That's it. That will do. Section CC, that's fine. Next. Not doing any of the tolerancing, just everything else. Radial dimensional, do all the radii, so much like before. Got this. That one. I do have to change the precision on some of these, so I'm just going to click around, make sure I get everything that is a radius, then I'll fix things as needed. Anything else that, oh, we do have a radius here, that's this outer one, and then this middle one. That's fine. That's it for radii over here. Do we have diameters? We have these two circles here. 1, 2. We have this one. Any other diameters? Nope, that looks like it. The rest of them are linear dimensions. So I'm going to escape, and I do need to extend. Oh, I think I tried this earlier and it didn't work. I'm going to do Control-Z. I think I was just going to allow the dimensions to be the line extension. So between the origin. Oh, wait, sorry guys, I did forget another one. I do need center marks for these circles out here. That. Center mark there. That should be a center mark. That should be a center mark. I did forget those. Now I can dimension between, is that a point though? I have to hover over the arcs and then I can snap to this point. That and the origin, that's 0.25. Then between the origin, I'll have to hover over. So sometimes you might have to hover over a circle to activate the center. The origin and then this center, that's 0.45. Between the origin and this center, 0.38. Have the section line, we have all that, keeping going between this origin and this 0.5. Between the center of these circles and the center of this circle is 1.15. Try to keep everything as in line as you can. Going around, nothing left there. Over here we have between this origin and this center right here, but I'm going to have to hover down here to activate that center. There it is. You should get it saying 1.6. And then between the origin and this circle center. That works. Now, before I move on, I do have to fix some things. Which ones need to have a precision of 3 decimal places? So this one does, this one does, and this one does. So now hover over this, change the precision to 3. The other thing is what needs to have any 2x's, so 2 times. This one, and you know what, I can drag that label out here so there's more space. That as well. So this one needs 2x, that one needs 2x. This needs 2x, that needs 2x. So just 4 of that. Oh, I have to click on them again. I might not, yeah. And then hover over this, type in 2x space space. What needs 3x? This one, that one, and that one. And that should be it, except I clicked away to click them again. Those 4, hover over this, put in 3x space space. That one's dimensioned. The rest of them don't have quite as many. I do want to make sure, I want to be consistent. I do want to make sure my cutting plane lines are also green. Cutting line label, oh, the actual cutting line, yes, I want that to be green. Yeah, there's that one. Don't want those to, I want those to be different color from the visible lines or the object lines. We have radial dimension. This radius, this radius. Now this is the one where I have to see if I actually did it right. Oh, I did do it right. That's good to know. So whatever I thought I did wrong, I actually did right. I'm glad. Oh, that is far. I'm gonna, so like really it wants this over here, but clearly there's not enough space. So I'll put the radius symbol over here. Oh, that's it. And then linear dimension between this line and the peak, which is right up here. That it? No other symbols to be put in? Yeah, good, that one's done. This one also doesn't have quite as many. We have the dimension between the outside of the ellipse, which is this one in the middle. maybe it isn't. Let's see, is it? I'm going to click on these 2 points. Ah. Gonna cancel maybe, that's weird. Can I do this one? No. Try point to point, 2 points. So, no, I want this one right here. Can I snap to? No, it's not letting me. But I have the center. Well, hey, maybe I can. I could draw a line. Let's see if that works. Nope, doesn't like that either. Yeah. Up here. Just kind of messing around now. It's seeing what I can do. 0.53. Well, that actually might work. Okay, I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to extend this line up to here. That might do it. I think I'm going to put this line here temporarily. You can try something else if you wanted to, but I'm going to do that temporarily, and I will change the dimension if I need to. Dimension between here. I'm curious what's going to come out. Oh, it came out perfectly. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? There we go. Now I need to get rid of it because that's not part of the drawing. I can delete it. Yes, there. Good, I got it. That shouldn't have been as difficult as that is. That was. I'm going to do the same thing the other way though. From the center, I'm going to go up to here. That's good. And I'll do it the other way as well. From the center to the bottom. I'll get a dimension again between there and there. Look at that, 0.5, that's perfect. Now I'll delete these lines. Sometimes it's the little things that you get excited about, especially after you've been working on this for so long. I have no idea how long it's been that I've been doing this. The last bit, though, is the height of the text here. In the top and the bottom, that is 0.09, as we should know from before. That one's done, and we got one more view, and then it's over. And it's all done. Dimension between that point and this point here should be 0.3. And between these 2 points, that should be 0.025, but the precision is different. I'll just change this to 0.123. Yeah. Come on, click out of there. Good. The distance between this line, or that point, and that quadrant they want us to have, it's 0.07. We do have 2 fillets up here, so I'll do the radial dimension of this one and maybe like that. Maybe I'll click on it again and maybe I can overlap it. Look at that. Oh, that's good. Perfect. We have this one as well. I'm gonna have to change that text a little bit. Here, I'll do that right now because we don't have much left anyway. SR instead. I'll move this section label out of the way so that I can put in the last dimension, which is between this point and this point, and that is 0.07. Pretty fancy. Let's put in the notes. Note. Put it right there is fine. I think I'm gonna have to do this in parts. Get this stuff, copy and paste, expand that out. I'll do it with this, copy and paste, and then copy and paste. Put in the proper information. You have your name, the date, the scale, the size, the sheet number. I have to change the names though. So this is Battle Top Toy. Skills, oh, need to delete those lines. SkillsUSA 2013. And this is the top housing. And that is the end. Print your page, download it, submit it, and we are done drawing all the parts. Congratulations. Congratulations on making it through. These were some very challenging drawings. And if you made it to this point, I applaud you. This looks, I mean, what you have here, it probably looks something like this. I bet it's going to look, it looks really good, very professional. And you have the idea of what going through SkillsUSA, the technical drafting SkillsUSA competition is like. Keep this in mind. You do a part, or you make a part, you go in order, make a part, make the working drawing out of it. Then go to the next part, make the part, make the working drawing, make the part, make the working drawing. Go in that order. You don't make all the parts first and then make the working drawings, because what you are submitting in SkillsUSA are the working drawings. So if you only make the parts and then you don't have time to make the working drawings, then you are submitting nothing. So you want to submit something. Even if you only make it through a couple of parts, you want to submit what you have. Next time, in the final video, I'll go over making the final assembly. We do have the complete assembly here, and we also have an exploded assembly with callouts and the list, the parts list. We'll go over all of that next time. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time for our last video.